And good morning. It's 7:03 on this Wednesday, November 18th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody. A Wednesday morning. There's frost on the pumpkins out there, that's for sure. We are happy to be here and have you there and be on the air for Cedar Stone Bank. Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson, Simple Banking, simply better. Bob McDonald is ready to talk to us this morning. Bob, good morning to you.
Coleman, good morning. And I was telling you before we came on the air that I'm going to start rearranging my schedule so that I can be with you more often than not, live and in person. I miss seeing you guys. I miss seeing you and Billy and MJ. So I'm going to try to make some adjustments so I can be in there with you more.
Well, that'll work, and but in the meantime, we're doing fine over the phone. You come in loud and clear, and we're glad to do it either way. But what's the latest, or what's happening at Cedar Stone right now?
Well, I tell you, it's we're really starting to. You know, we're still seeing some good economic activity, Coleman. We're, nationally, we're seeing continued improvement with employment and with retail sales and manufacturing and productivity, and then we're seeing that here locally. We're seeing businesses becoming more active and starting to see folks, both individuals and businesses, being more confident in things as we kind of close out this year, move into the new one. So we're seeing that, Coleman, in a number of ways. One is our lending. Our lending is really active. We're making loans for people who want to buy a new car or who want to buy a new house or want to fix up their existing home, and businesses we're starting to see invest again and buy new equipment. So we're seeing a lot of that type of activity go on, which is good.
Well, it really is, and I got to kind of slip this in here, as you know, just 2 or 3 days ago, the Dow, I believe, set an all-time high, is just short of 30,000, and has a lot of stock has really improved here in the last week or so. Does that surprise you much?
Well, it does, to the degree that it has had that type of increase. I mean, normally you'll see the market improve after a national election, primarily because it lets the markets know what direction the government might be moving in. So I think the stocks that you've seen have the most improvement are those stocks, those companies that might benefit from a Biden presidency. And certain technology stocks are doing well. Those companies that might have activity in the environment. So you're seeing certain industries do well with the anticipation of a Biden presidency. So I think that's what you're seeing go on now. Just a little more clarity of what direction the economy might be going.
Okay, well, I just thought I'd throw that out. But you are making loans, as we have said many times. You have money to lend, and you can get your loan at Cedar Stone. So I know that you're glad to see the uptick here, and hopefully that's going to continue for you.
Well, that we certainly expect it to, and we're also doing a lot of deposit business coming. We're opening a lot of new accounts. CDs and money market accounts, and people are moving their accounts to us. Coleman, you hear me talk a lot about our people, and that's how we try to distinguish ourselves, is by having good people who are genuine and want to serve, and that's what we have. And you see that when you come in, and so we're just real delighted with the folks that we have as part of the Cedar Stone family, and we're doing a lot of those Simply Free checking accounts, Coleman. It's free ATM use anywhere in the world. It's free checks. It's free online banking with bill pay. So we have a lot of features, a lot of products, a lot of good people.
Well, it's one of the things I've always liked your slogan, and I think you work hard to do this. simple banking, simply better. Everything about it is not simple, but even the more complex things, you try to make it as simple as possible, as easy as possible for people to do. At the same time, staying on the cutting edge of new technology and that sort of thing. I mean, banking has changed a lot, even since Cedarstone began, and you've changed with the times. I'll give you that.
Well, we have, and we're real pleased with our technological offerings at how you can do your banking with us, whether it's on the telephone or on the computer. And so we feel like that we're right there where we need to be in that regard. And I know our time's about to slip away, but I told you also off there, I think you've got Mark Hinesley coming up. Be sure and tell him hello for me, and that Susan and I look forward to coming to his monthly chamber luncheon down there today, and we appreciate very much his hard work at getting that luncheon back going.
All right, and one other thing, we're talking about changing times and all of this, but one thing that hasn't changed at Cedarstone, and I think from the very first year, if not close to it, you sold Lions Club pecans. You ran out yesterday, and I got you some more, so you've got Lions Club pecans at Cedarstone Bank here in Lebanon.
We do. Thanks for letting us be a part of that. We really enjoy it.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us today. We'll do it again next Wednesday. And Bob McDonald, President and CEO, we thank you so much. Have a good one.
Thanks, Coleman. Have a great day, buddy.
All right.
Bye.
Bob McDonald, President CEO, Cedarstone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson. Simple banking, simply better. Right now, we are 10 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. And on this Wednesday, we are going to be featuring Mark Hinesley with the Mount Juliet Chamber of Commerce. Mark, I think you're there on the other end of this telephone line. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning to you. Thank you to you and your staff for letting me call in remotely. This is the first time I've done this. I just was going to have trouble being in two places at the same time this morning, so thank you for accommodating.
Well, no problem here, and you're coming in fine. You sound good. You sound well, whichever way we should say it here, and hope things are going well for you.
Well, they're great. I always start making notes. You share your time with me on the third Wednesday of the month, and so when I leave, I should have talked about that. So I sort of start making notes, and I've got a lot of different notes, and try to touch on things that might be of interest to people all over Wilson County. But a lot's happened since our last visit.
Yeah, well, let's hear about it.
Well, first and foremost, we had the election since my last visit, and probably because we're so used to perfection and excellent service and problem-free voting, we might take it for granted. But I want to take an opportunity to show our appreciation and a job well done to Philip Warren, the entire team at the Election Commission, all the poll workers, the volunteers. My experience was just flawless, and so much work goes into that anyway. And then you add in all of the COVID record turnout. They were, I'm sure, stretched to the limit with their resources, and I think they did an outstanding job, and we appreciate them making it so easy for us.
Mark, it seems like they've almost got this down to a science. I mean, it is so professionally done, and it's all right there. Just to follow the directions, and it couldn't be easier, I think.
The people that are the poll workers that are volunteering, they appreciate being there. I think they're enjoying it. People were nice to them. They respected the distance. There wasn't a lot of crowding in like that. The lines moved as well or better than you could even have imagined. The facility was clean. The equipment worked. It kind of makes you wonder, why don't some other people take a look and see what we're doing?
Boy, I couldn't agree more.
Extremely customer friendly. I'll say that.
Yeah, right.
And drama free, I might add too. So
the results kind of speak for themselves. I said the results kind of speak for themselves here in Tennessee.
That's right.
But especially here.
Yeah.
But anyway, glad to hear you give a shout out to Philip and the crew.
Yeah. Well, and also congratulations to all of those across Wilson County that won, and thanks to everybody for those that put their name into the hat to ask for our vote to serve our community. So we have a good system, and it works, and I'm appreciative of all of the work that they do. I'd be remiss if I didn't say that it just seems like the COVID thing is rearing its ugly head again, and I want to keep our thoughts and prayers with everybody in the school system. We talk all the time that everything in Chamber World starts with the schools, and it truly is. They're woven into the fabric of the community, probably like no other institution in our county, and everybody's being affected one way or the other. Your staff, your customers, your employees. I sure hope that everybody follows the modest rules that are in place and does their fair share to help get us through the holidays and brighter days soon. So if we got time before we go to a break, I got a little bit of an update on some projects. Can I go ahead and start on that?
I tell you what, I think it's probably better if we go ahead and go to the break right here.
That's right where I had the little line. I said, ask about breaks. So we'll do that, and then I'll share some other stuff.
All right, Mark Hinsley's with us. We're going to take a break here on Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:13. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota and Rental, they have Red Max, complete inventory, weed eaters, blowers, hedge trimmers for the commercial user and homeowner with up to a 4-year warranty. They're located at 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Traffic's really picked up in the last few minutes here right on schedule 24 West coming out of Rutherford County. Those two cars that were involved in that wreck are now over to the side, 24 East at Harding Place. Traffic still moving right along down 65 right now through Madison. It's a minor wreck being cleared 2400 block in Nolensville Pike. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, call Tony and Nikisha Tate, the Tate team. They will assist you with all your real estate needs. Call 554-9795. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Caring for a loved one is as natural as the weather. But just like the weather, one moment it's sunny, and the next, you find yourself in the middle of a storm. So when it came time to take care of my dad, I knew I needed help. A reprieve from the storm, so to speak. That's when I found the Pavilion Senior Living. They have expertise and experience to weather the storms in your loved one's life. And now, I can rest easy. Thank you, Pavilion Senior Living. You should visit thepavilionseniorliving.com to find out more.
This is Philip Etherly with Absolute Rental and Supply. Whether it's cleaning, painting, remodeling, or simply getting better organized, we have the tools and equipment to get the job done. Scaffolding, paint sprayers, ladders, power saws, portable heaters, temporary lighting, generators, hardwood floor staplers, from wallpaper steamers to bulldozers, Absolute Rental has what you need. Call 615-443-RENT. Absolute Rental and Supply. We have what you need.
Coleman & Company, thanks for joining us. It is a Wednesday, and we have Mark Hinsley on the phone this morning. Mark is the President and CEO, Chief Encouragement Officer at the Mount Juliet Chamber of Commerce. I haven't forgotten that one. I like that. Chief Encouragement Officer.
It just seems like, boy, more and more these days, encouragement can make all the difference in the world, I'll tell you. So getting beat up by all different directions. It's kind of like somebody said one time, now I know how General Custer felt when all those arrows were coming. Where are these coming from here? So businesses are getting bombarded with arrows every day, and any little encouragement that folks at the Chamber can give them, we want to do that. But even though it's, some challenging times, people are rising to the challenge, and there's projects underway. If you didn't know about COVID or whatever, you might think that we've been kind of insulated, but lots of still going on there. Finally, I believe they're nearing the completion of the bidding process to put another lane on Mount Juliet Road over I-40. That'll be probably about a 12 to 14-month project, I would imagine. We've got numerous residential developments, and actually two of them on the Planning Commission for tomorrow night that involve neighborhoods that are in the urban growth boundary but not actually inside the city limits of Mount Juliet. So interesting to see how those proceed. Had an opportunity, thanks to Dory Mitchell and with Leadership Wilson, to visit the Amazon building and do a walkthrough, the new one at Golden Bear and Division Street. Never been in a building quite so tall or so big. I think there's 5 floors. I think he said each floor from one end to the other is about a quarter of a mile long or something like that. We got to go up on the roof and see what they have. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of workers all day long. It is the biggest jigsaw puzzle. It has to be like changing the oil while the motor's running. It cement trucks inside the building running around. It was crazy, but that was kind of a special event, and I appreciate the offer. Wilson County's in for a treat, I'll say that. That is quite a catch, and a lot of people worked really hard for a long time, known as Project Sam. So to everybody listening that had a role in that, thank you. It's remarkable what's happening out there. So Bob McDonald mentioned the monthly luncheon. The Amazing Christmas Place. They're going to be presenting a program that's across the street from Judd Sellers Funeral Home and on North Mount Juliet Road, just by the railroad tracks. That project is progressing nicely, and we're excited that one of these days, right in the center of town, we'll have a 365-day-a-year Christmas store. So it's absolutely a beautiful building, quite a compliment to everything else that's there. And Judd Sellers is developing that whole intersection right there, along with the folks at Vintage Station North, 212 apartments and townhomes that we'll start leasing probably. They probably already are. Actually, some of the commercial spaces are already leased. So that's it. Really cool looking contemporary development right alongside the railroad tracks. So they were putting the sign up yesterday. We've got several professional office complexes, centers being built right now. We got numerous retail centers. There's redevelopment already across the street from West Wilson Middle School, where those buildings tragically were lost back on March the 3rd. There's plans underway now, and buildings coming back up out of the ground, and one of these days we'll hopefully have that being another vibrant part of our business community. So far, so good.
Yes, tell you what, to hear all of this from you, you wonder. It doesn't sound like there's been any slowdown at all. That everything is full speed ahead.
You know, it's really been pretty amazing, and that's didn't even touch on the residential development. There's hundreds and hundreds of homes in the pipeline, either at some point being designed, proposed, being through the inspection, or not inspection, but through the building process in the pipeline. So there does not seem to be any let up on the demand to move into to Wilson County. And I mentioned the school. I know that County Attorney Mike Jennings, he mentioned it yesterday, the level of frustration that folks at all levels have with the process to replace the schools. We trust that they're doing the best they can, but most of us understand with an insurance claim of that magnitude, it could just take a while. But we thank them for watching out for the taxpayers' best interest, and we're sure they're doing it as quick as they possibly can, given the enormous obstacles that they're facing. So excited one day to have a couple of new schools right there on North Mount Juliet Road.
You sort of got a situation here, immovable object, and what the unstoppable force, and the two have kind of collided.
And I know that's something that it conjures up horrible memories, and it's a terrible eyesore, and it's painful to see. And when you see it every single day, those that went to school there, taught there, had kids or grandkids, it's probably, it just has to, stick them every single time they go through. But Dr. Wright did say something a couple of weeks ago. I know it's taken a long time, but if you look across the street, there are still houses with blue tarps on the roof from the tornado. It's being felt by more than just that, and I do trust that they're doing everything that they can and more to make it right and to watch out for the taxpayers. So we'll be patient and we'll help whenever we are asked. But a couple of events that are coming up. I want to welcome everybody in Wilson County to take a trip over to Mount Juliet in the coming weeks. The city of Mount Juliet's having a business and residential tree or Christmas decorating contest, and I'm sure that as it gets closer to December the 5th, people will complete their decorations. So come and take a look at that. They will be doing the city will be doing a tree lighting at the new clock tower on the northeast corner of Mount Juliet Road and Division Street by the train station at 5 o'clock on Saturday, December the 5th. And I believe that's when they'll also recognize the winners. An hour before that, on the 4th, on the 5th at 4 o'clock, Sellers Funeral Home does an annual candlelight vigil at the cemetery down by the trailhead of the new park greenway on Division Street. If you haven't had a chance to do that, experience that. Quite impressive, very well attended, and a somber but great event to reflect. And sometimes some of the people I see there are the only time I see them all year. Candlelight vigil. So invite folks to that. December the 12th, as of yesterday, is still a go for the Christmas parade on Saturday the 12th. They're doing it in reverse order, so if you're listening and you usually have your spot staked out and you're down at the Valley Center, you're going to be all by yourself because the parade won't be there this year. They used to stage at West Wilson Middle School and proceed north to Charlie Daniels Park and the high school. Given that they can't stage at the schools this year, they're going to start at the Little League Park up on Lebanon Road and go down Mount Juliet Road, and they will conclude at Division Street. They're at the chamber office, the train station, and so
that's a pretty long parade route
that day. And you don't want to be south there. You won't see the parade. A little change this year. So let's see. Real quick, I know you've had numerous programs. We listen to them, we participate in them, but to the 9 banks, Lebanon, Watertown, and Mount Juliet Chambers, letting us ride along and help you out with this TN Community Shop Local campaign. It was admirable and much appreciated that 9 banks had the vision to all pool their resources and I believe do something together that maybe we couldn't have done individually. A real concerted effort to give back, to promote, to help market, bring awareness to a lot of the small businesses. And if you're a small business listening, no cost to participate. You get nothing. It doesn't cost anything at all. Everything you get is free. Please take advantage of it. In these times, every little bit helps. So, got time for just 2 or 3 quick things, real quick, if I talk fast?
Oh, we got 3 minutes.
Okay, very good. As we wind down the year at the chamber, and I know we network and talk with chambers all across Tennessee, and Lebanon, Watertown, and Mount Juliet perhaps are on a much more frequent basis, but it's been a challenging year. We appreciate so much. I speak for all of us, the support that businesses all over Wilson County give to their local chambers. It's much appreciated, and we ask that you continue to support them. I told somebody one time, if the chambers all went out of business today, tomorrow there were no more chambers, by Friday, business people would be getting together saying, we need to form a group that'll it's done together here a little bit. So the chamber's not us, the chamber's you, and we appreciate your support. I want to thank Marla and Michelle in my office. They've done a remarkable job this year, and always with a smile. We've had our challenges internally with the COVID and some things like that, but we're coming out on the better end of it. And our board of directors, I don't think anybody signed up on a board hoping they'd have this kind of a year. Let's start off with a tornado and then the rest of this. But they've hung in there, and in a lot of ways we are better than we were when we started. And for all of you that are Alexa fans, I'll tease you with this. Coming in December, Alexa, your Alexa and the Mount Juliet Chamber are going to have a little something in common, and I hope I can share that with you in December.
One thing,
and I think that's all I've got.
One thing you haven't mentioned this morning, your Golden Bears did well. They did lose in the playoffs last week, but they've had a good season. The football
They sure
team.
did, and boy, imagine what that had to be like, trying to not only work with the weather and the schedule and stuff, but wondering if you even had a team to enough players to put out there. Those are just those are lessons that, used wisely, will serve those coaches and players well for many years, because they've met challenges just in the last few months that a lot of people never met in their lifetimes. So, yeah, and I know I heard Mike talking about Watertown did great. So to the Bears, the Wildcats, the Green Hill, Lebanon, all of them. In a lot of ways, that was relief from the day-to-day stuff for a lot of people. So thanks to everybody.
Well, we thank you for being with us this morning. I hope you have a good luncheon today, and I guess we'll see you next time, whenever that is.
I'll be there in person. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Kindsley there. He is the president and CEO of Mount Juliet Chamber of Commerce. And that is part one of Coleman and Company. We hope you'll keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:31. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup, $49.95. 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation, and safety check. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still heavy, but moving right along here on 65 southbound. As you come past Trinity Lane, there's a crash at Hillsborough Pike at Crestmore Road out on the west side. Up in Jolton, there's a wreck 7200 block of Whites Creek Pike that just happened. Traffic's on the increase even more so here in the last few minutes on 65 as you come up from Brentwood. Jurassic Quest drive-through, the first ever drive-through Dino family experience in its final week at the Nashville Super Speedway. You got to check it out online at JurassicQuest.com. I'm Commander Chuck, your on-time traffic.
This is Bob McDonough with Cedar Stone Bank. We know there are times when financial circumstances can be complicated for families and businesses, but we do not believe the solutions need to be. That's why for 15 years we've been delivering simple banking to our customers while still offering all services and products. We're thankful for our customers and the communities that we serve. If you don't bank with us, it would be our pleasure to visit with you and talk about how simple banking is simply better.
Cedar Stone Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Get excited for Christmas as you take a stroll through Fiddler's Grove Historic Village and see the buildings come to life with animated Christmas decorations. Bring your friends and family to enjoy this safe outdoor adventure. CDC guidelines are being followed. Masks encouraged. Hand sanitizing available throughout the walk. Tours available Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now through December 19th. More details at fiddlersgrovetennessee.com. For the love of Tennessee, visit Wilson County and travel safe.
Hey, this is State Senator Mark Pody. With everything that's going on, I just want to encourage everybody to please be safe and use common sense as the state begins to reopen. We need to get our economy going again. If you have any underlying pre-existing health conditions or issues, or if you're age 60 or older, you need to use the precautions that you feel are needed. Be patient when you go into your local businesses, and remember, we're all in this together. If you all need any kind of service, please give me a call. This is Mark Pody.
The 2020 Titans have all grown up together. They've had a taste of success in the playoffs, and they're back with Derrick Henry.
Henry 20, Henry 10.
Ryan Tannehill at quarterback.
Tannehill keeping around right end, driving, he's in.
A stout defense.
Titan ball.
And a head coach in Mike Vrabel who's ready to lead them.
Brought to you by Steve Lowe Plumbing and the Jewelers.
LHS, Cumberland University, and the Tennessee Titans. The winning teams are on WANT 98.9.
Today's forecast calls for plenty of sunshine and temperatures topping out in the low 60s. For your Thursday, highs will climb into the mid-60s with bright sunny skies. Friday will be a great day to spend some time outdoors. Highs on Friday climb into the upper 60s with sunny skies. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist TJ Scott.
Well, good morning. Welcome to part 2 of Coleman and Company. It's a Wednesday. Wednesdays, we always look forward to Philip Etherly paying us a visit. He's here this morning to talk about Absolute Rental Supply. Good morning.
Morning, Coleman. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. It's a frosty morning today.
It is.
Temperature in the low 30s, I guess.
Yep.
I never
felt
checked
a little
it.
brisk this morning. I think it's on my truck. I think it said 30 this morning when I got in it.
Well, it's we can this is sort of a Thanksgiving morning, really. I've seen a lot of Thanksgivings like this morning is.
Exactly.
And you realize that's just a week from tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's one thing I was wanting to talk about. You know, we normally do a Customer Appreciation Day. And we found that the week before Thanksgiving, it was really a good time for us and all. But of course, with all this COVID and all the regulations and all that stuff, we've decided to postpone that. But I did want to express that we are extremely thankful for our customers we've had. We've had a very good year. We've been blessed with all the strife that's gone on with the tornadoes that got us very busy, and then with the pandemic deal. It's been a challenging year, but we have been very blessed.
Well, but we need businesses to be successful, and sometimes you kind of have to be a little creative, maybe, and I'll bet you have been to some extent. But I know y'all got creative when you made the move here a week or two ago. But
exactly.
You are still where you've been for 19 years at 1325 West Main.
That's right. We're still there and very busy. With the dealership moving down the road to the new location, that's been a great deal. There's a little more visibility. Everybody's really hear a lot of comments about how they really see all the orange tractors down there and all. Our lot looks a little bare right now, but fortunately, a lot of our equipment is out on rent. So, but anyway, it will all morph back in and fill back in, I'm sure. And so it's been a very good move.
Well, if somebody maybe is getting ready for Thanksgiving or even other holidays later on, it's just a reminder, you need extension, you need to get up high.
Lifts.
And you know what to call them.
Yeah, we've got
more than ladders.
Yeah, exactly. We've got all types of aerial lifts that can help get people up to hang lights or decorations on their houses and so forth. Do want to mention, with it being a little cooler, we've talked about it a couple times, we have different types of heaters, 10 heaters if you're having any kind of outdoor event or in a barn or in a shed type deal events. We have heaters that will kind of help knock the edge off that a little bit, make it more comfortable for your guest. But, like I say, right now we're having great weather, no rain, so all our dirt moving equipment is out. It's very busy, and we like that deal. But if you have any kind of projects coming up, fall projects, or mulch, we're selling an awful lot of mulch right now. Everybody's kind of sprucing up. It's a little late in the fall to be getting onto that, but we're still selling a lot of different mulches. We have both the hardwood brown and midnight black, and also the pine straw is selling very good. We're loading that out every day, it seems like. So it's a good time for people to maybe slow down a little bit and take care of some of their projects at their house.
But one of the things you do want to do, and actually two things here, I've kind of failed this morning, but we'll get to it. One thing you do want to do is go to absoluterental.com, see the entire line of things you have to rent. It's there. You might even get some ideas that you hadn't even thought about if you go there. But if you see something you like or you want to rent something, just remember to give Philip and his crew a call, 615-443-RENT, R-E-N-T. That's an easy phone number, but that's the way most people do it. You don't have to come by. Just call 443-RENT, and you're going to take care of it.
Exactly. That ensures us to be able to make sure it's available when you need it, make sure it's the right piece of equipment for the application you're needing, and that is our goal, is make sure you get your job done the most efficient way possible.
and not damage our equipment.
And of course, one more thing, which we probably can't emphasize too much, if you don't have the means to transport it or don't even want to fool with it, you take care of that too.
That's right. Our delivery's been a huge asset to us. It's just so convenient for people to call, tell us when they want it. We'll have it there, and then when they're done, all they got to do is pick up the phone, call, and say we're done, and we'll come back and get it. So it's very convenient.
443 rent.
Call 443 rent. Yep, and come by and see us.
All right, let me tell you, we'll be here next Wednesday and hope to see you. Of course, next week we always take Thanksgiving and the Friday after off, but we're getting ahead of it a little bit. It's not going to affect you at all. We're going to see you every Wednesday for a while.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you much.
Thank you.
Philip Etherly with Absolute Rental and Supply, 1325 West Main, and the number again is 615-443-RENT. We're 21 and a half before the hour, and Lebanon Mayor Bernie Ash joins us this morning. I guess we've got a lot to talk about. I don't know. We haven't rehearsed. That's why we call this program live, spontaneous, and unrehearsed, because as long as somebody shows up, we sit and talk.
That's what we do.
Mayor, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman, and so far it's worked out.
Yeah, right. Frosty mornings like this bring back memories for you.
Yeah, and you're talking about Thanksgiving, and this is how I normally remember Thanksgiving weather. I think if it was 70 degrees, I don't know how I'd react. Although this Thanksgiving, and I did last year, I went to Florida, spent Thanksgiving with my youngest son. So that was a little different for me.
Yeah.
And his wife is Korean, so she'll have turkey and dressing, but they'll throw in some Korean food too.
Well, you going to do that again this year?
Yes, we're going to leave next week.
Well, any announcements, anything you want to say before we talk about last night's council meeting?
No, I might talk a little bit about the Veterans Day. We had a great Veterans Day. Most people weren't expecting a very big crowd, and I think they'd actually planned to have it inside the museum, and a pretty good sized crowd turned up, so we had to move it outside and had a good program, and it warmed my heart to see so many people excited about Veterans Day. And
we talked about it here that morning, and
yes.
Jim Harding was pretty much, well, he and Uncle Pete, I think, kind of spearheaded it, and I don't know who else, but I know when they were here after we got off the air, they I won't say they downplayed it, but I mean, they just weren't expecting a lot. And I heard that it really exceeded all expectations.
Yeah, I think it was something like 120 people somebody counted. So good turnout. And I rode in the parade, and I told Marcia, my wife, that it's probably not going to be a very big turnout on the streets, but there was a lot of people who came out for the parade.
Well, we've become accustomed to that, and,
yes.
And a lot of, I think a lot of people. I know when you came back from Vietnam, it was, and all the others that did.
Right.
I mean, there wasn't a lot of flag raising or welcoming. A lot, I think, even came in civilian clothes when they come home because of the animosity that had been expressed prior, but our feeling has changed a lot.
It has changed a lot, and I'm grateful for that. I was one of those that I came out of the service at McCord Air Force Base, came back from Vietnam, went to McCord, and was left there, and my instructions were, don't wear your uniform home. And I didn't think much of it then, but it's bothered me ever since.
Well, we may get off subject a little bit here, but I've always felt like, regardless of how you felt about a war and whether we should be there or not, most of the people there didn't have any choice. And even if you had signed up for military service, you didn't know for sure where you were going to go.
That's right.
I mean, I can understand. I can understand being against the war. I think we ought not be there, but don't mistreat the people who had no choice here.
Absolutely. The causes of the war. Well, first of all, nobody likes war. If you have any sense at all, it's a terrible thing. But if you're a soldier, that's your job, is to obey orders to protect this country against whatever the cause is.
So anyway, it no doubt does a veteran, especially a veteran, good to see people come out on Veterans Day. And even though we got inclement weather and we've got the the China virus we're fighting, we still it shows appreciation.
It does, and I know most of the Vietnam veterans. It warms their hearts very much. They're very appreciative.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else of a local nature here?
No, that's all I've got on that.
Well, what's don't fire me for calling you a lame duck. I'm really not. But it's sort of an expression when somebody's about to go out of office. That is you've got your days as mayor are numbered.
They are, and lame duck is one of the nicer things I've been called. But no, you're exactly right, and it happens with every mayor and politician that's is either retiring or was voted out of office, and we're at that point now. I've been packing up a few things and taking care of some loose ends, and Mayor-elect Bell has been coming around some and talking to department heads, and I believe he's going to have a different office than the one I have, and I've been getting that in order and making his plans to take over, which is the right thing to do. And
well, one of the other things, right thing to do too. I mean, and I don't think there's any animosity between the two of you, but even if there were, it's just not right for an outgoing member, an outgoing office holder, to foul things up and make it as rough. It's hard enough just to get out and somebody else come in.
Yeah.
And the smoother that transition can be, the better it is for everybody.
That's right, and I've talked to Rick a couple of times and offered whatever. I don't want to interfere with what his plans are, but he knows that I'm there to offer any assistance that I can. And I know that he's been talking with Debbie, and she's been briefing him on some of the things that we've been doing. So it will be a smooth transition.
Well, it still is a little bit amusing to me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think y'all have been going to the same church for a long time.
Well, his mom and dad go to church with me, and I think Rick may have been brought up in that church, but he's been out of my church for some time.
Well, all right, his parents said so.
Yeah.
Y'all have known each other for a long time.
We have.
You probably remember him when he was a little boy.
I hate to say that, but yeah, I do.
He'll love that.
Now the little rat's taking my job.
Okay, we'll get to the city council meeting, which was held last night, but it is time for us to take a break. Lebanon Mayor Bernie Ash is here, and more coming up on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's 7:46. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota and Rental Red Max. Complete inventory of weed eaters, blowers, hedge trimmers for the commercial user and homeowner with up to a 4-year warranty. Absolute Kubota and Rental, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
It's heavy, but it's moving fairly decent down through Madison as we check it out live. 65 southbound. The latest wreck's going to be South Nashville, 5600 block of Franklin Pike. Hillsborough Pike at Crestmore. The 2 cars are involved there. And on that accident, heavy through Mount Juliet, but moving fairly decent on I-40 as you head into Davidson County. Checking a wreck now, 24 eastbound at New Hope Road there in that part of Cheatham County. Jurassic Quest drive-through, the first ever drive-through Dino Family Experience in its final week at the Nashville Super Speedway. All the details at JurassicQuest.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
The Dancing Lights of Christmas is back for their 11th annual celebration of the magical Christmas season at the Wilson County Fairgrounds. For just $25 per vehicle, you will experience the dazzling sights and sounds of over 2 million lights synchronized to some rockin' Christmas tunes without ever leaving the safety and comfort of your own vehicle. The Dancing Lights of Christmas, 5 p.m. nightly, November 13th through January 3rd. Don't forget to visit Mistletoe Merchant's holiday shopping event with over 100 merchants showcasing their one-of-a-kind items, December 4th through December 6th. Attend both events and get discount tickets.
Gregory Dental in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from University Medical Center. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
Coleman & Company, welcome to our final segment here on a Wednesday morning. Lebanon Mayor Bernie Ash is here, and we're just talking here. We've got a meeting in December before Rick Bell will be sworn into office. So you will still be presiding for one more meeting. Is that right?
That's right. The last council meeting that I presided is December 2nd. And,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and that will be my last meeting, and Rick will take up at the next meeting.
Okay, what happened last night?
We had a good meeting last night. We got out in about half an hour, which is a little bit unusual, but we got a few things done. One of the things here, we passed an ordinance on first reading to authorize a budget amendment to increase the amount in the donations line item. This has been long overdue, I think, to actually budget an amount of money, and we take applications for donations for private money or for public money, which I don't 100% agree with, but anyway, the city makes these donations, and they're worthy donations, worthy causes. We were going to donate $5,000 apiece to 7 organizations: Cedar Seniors, Fight Fessenden House, Volunteer State College Foundation, Wilson County Civic League, Pickett Chapel, Prospect, and Compassionate Hands. All of these are extremely worthy causes to donate to.
And there's 7 of those?
7 of them.
And each one of them gets?
$5,000.
$5,000.
Yeah.
So that's $35,000. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I hope that the city will stick with the budget. I felt like it kind of got out of hand. Some of the council members would have a favorite cause and bring in a resolution asking for a large amount of money. In fact, I know a couple gave $50,000 apiece, and the city doesn't need to be in that business. If we're going to donate, make a budget like this one. $35,000 is not unreasonable, and take applications and be careful who you donate to.
Well, there are certainly organizations that are very worthy of being helped.
Yes.
But it's I think what you're saying here, your idea is it's not the city's place to be their big support, and a token donation is one thing, but $50,000 might be something else.
Yeah, my thought is that it's not the responsibility of government to take taxpayer money, basically take money out of your pocket and give to our favorite charity. That's not our responsibility. Now, again, these token donations are it's okay, it's fine. Very worthy causes. We don't want less than that, but we want to be careful. You could turn into vote buying, that kind of thing. We don't want that.
Well, I mean, to carry that just a little further, I mean, I understand where you're coming from here. If you're a particular organization here and you really feel like you're doing a good job, and probably are, and you need some help.
Yeah.
But if a certain member of the city council or whatever entity it might be, I mean, if they really come forth and really do something great for you, I mean, it's awfully hard not to support them and maybe even get out and work for them when the election comes.
Well, that's the flip side of all of this, and nothing that we do not want that. It's not the government's responsibility to make sure that your organization is funded. It's your responsibility. Now, for us to help, that's okay. I think help a little bit.
Okay, so that was approved last night.
That was approved, John.
$35,000 to 7 different organizations.
Yeah, I think
$5,000 each. Okay,
and that was a good thing. Okay, moving along. We also, on first reading, passed an ordinance to create a drainage mitigation coordinator position, and the related budget amendments for that. And I think this is a great idea. As you know, flooding and drainage problems are probably the number one problem that the city has. We live in a bowl, and when it rains pretty hard or for a long time, some places are going to flood.
Yeah.
But now we've got a crew that we take off of another job, is to do drainage work, and that's just not enough. Now, recently I met with Jeff Baines, our engineer, and we talked about it, and we came up with a plan to get the council to fund $250,000 to take a lot of the drainage issues that we have had for a long time. The pipes in front of your house, they may get stopped up or bent or something. Other drainage places where water flows is grown up and slowed down. So we hired out, I believe it was 3 different companies to get boots on the ground, get trucks on the street, and clean out these ditches and clean out these drainage pipes. And in a few weeks, they've done that and got that taken care of. Now, that will be a yearly thing now, instead of when somebody hollers, shouts the loudest, we drag a crew off of one job, go out and clean that out, and then when it's not raining, we're gone. And drainage is going to be a problem from now on.
Well, did what they have, has it been long enough to tell if what they did has helped rather well?
No, we haven't had any hard rain since then.
But most likely, I mean, they wouldn't have been doing it if it wasn't a problem. So it's certainly going to help the problem that was there. Maybe how much is still to be determined.
It is. Now, this is not going to solve the flooding problem in Lebanon. It just isn't. And
no, anytime if you leave Lebanon Square in any direction, you're going uphill.
That's right.
If you go far enough, you will for sure.
It will,
not very far.
And like the engineers tell me, water still flows downhill, and that's where we are. It doesn't mean that we don't need to respond to it and do the very best that we can with it, but we are. And before, like I say, we had a small crew. We had to take them off of another job to put them on the drainage issues. And now, if we hire, we did pass this ordinance to hire a drainage mitigation coordinator. He will be watching these drains, going around talking to people who have drainage issues, and seeing that they're taken care of before the rain hits.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy that that's going to be taken care of.
Now, if I can ask here, how's he going to? I mean, you still going to have some people pulled off to go do that? He doesn't have a crew of his own, or how's that going?
At this point, we don't have a crew of his own, but we will probably continue to do some contract work, and so that the crew that we're using now can stay on the job that they're doing, not have to be pulled off. And we have the problem. What we do is gather up several small jobs that need to be taken care of, hire a contractor to come in and fix all those problems, and move on to the next.
But you got somebody that's looking after this all the time.
Somebody that's watching and responding to. We had a list. I don't know how many jobs were on this list, but it was like a couple of pages or more. And someone hadn't been responded to in a couple of years. That's just not responsible. So this drainage mitigation coordinator, he will be making work lists, work orders as they come up, not just when somebody gets sick and tired of the flooding in front of their house and call somebody.
Okay. All right. We got about 4 minutes. What else last night?
This is a little bit of tornado report here. We passed an ordinance last night on first reading to authorize the budget amendment to upgrade lights at the ball field damaged during the tornado. We had 11 ball fields had the lights and fences blown down. Around $1 million worth of damage.
Most of that in Baird Park?
Yes. Yeah. And our insurance has covered about 90% of it. So we're getting all of those replaced. We're putting in new LED lights, which will last longer and do a better job. Mm-hmm. And all of that's been taken care of by insurance except for $40,000.
Well, I guess William Porter's glad to hear that.
He is. And William has done a lot to help us respond to the damage at the parks and done a very good job of that. So,
part of those were in the softball fields, weren't they?
Yes,
yeah. There's quite a complex up there, really, but I know from talking to Wayne Oakley that there was a lot of damage in the softball field, sustained a lot of it too.
It sure was. Lebanon had a lot of damage, and luckily we got a lot of FEMA reimbursement, and our insurance did a spectacular job of covering the damage for us.
You got more?
Let's see. Our manager at the wastewater treatment plant resigned and left us in a little bit of a bind. So we authorized a temporary position of dual manager. The manager of the water plant is taking over responsibility for the water plant and the wastewater plant on a temporary basis. So we passed an ordinance to pay him a little extra for doing both jobs, because he's going to be putting in 50 to 60 hours a week trying to cover both jobs. Meanwhile, we're looking for a new manager for the wastewater treatment plant.
Well, are they hard to come by necessarily, or?
Yeah, pretty hard to come by. It's a very specific job. It takes a very qualified person to do that.
So, and then I guess that's the reason for making this interim thing here,
right?
However long it takes to find a qualified person.
That's what it's about. JC can't manage both plants forever, but he will do a great job on a temporary basis, and that's what he's doing now.
Bernie, we got a minute left.
Okay, let's see if we got anything else here. If you want to talk about valve operators and electric valve actuators for the water plant, we're buying some of those.
No, I want to tell you how much I appreciate you coming out here and being with us. This will probably be the last time you'll be here as mayor.
Yep.
You've already told me you've got other plans for the meeting in December for that following Wednesday.
Yes.
And so it's been fun. It's been real, and actually it's been real fun.
It has. I've enjoyed it very, very much. I remember the first time I came out, I was very hesitant, didn't know what to expect, and you have done a wonderful job filling in my lapses of memory, my lapses of speech. I appreciate it.
Well, I've enjoyed the time you've been mayor here, and appreciate the work you've done, and certainly appreciate having you out here. And if you didn't come, you always had somebody, so that relieved me of any anguish and all that sort of stuff. So I wish you the best as you go into retirement.
Thank you very much, and I've enjoyed the job, and I've enjoyed coming out here.
All right, that's going to do it for Wednesday. Hope you'll join us tomorrow for Coleman and Company. Till then, I wish you a wonderful day.